Good evening, and welcome to Date Night Friday, Casual Friday style. I am Roy Golden, Dorado myself, coming straight at you from around the side, previously recorded now on YouTube Live. Go Google, like me. Tonight, I thought I would answer some of your mad questions. Starting with, what on earth are you doing, Roy Golden? Why on earth are you doing this, and how in the world did you get here in the first place? The first question is, what am I doing? I'm making an album. But wait, you say you've already made an album. Omniville was released on May 15th, 2016. It's on the iTunes Store, it's on the Play Store, it's on my favorite digital music retailer. So, why are you just now, 1 year later, going to explain what's going on here? I already know that Omniville's out. Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's not a bedroom boy's best. What is a bedroom boy, you may ask? Bedroom boy means a mixing engineer, sound production, music production, boy or girl or other, that has made an extra bedroom space into a functional studio. Bedroom boy, they call it. So this bedroom boy mixed the Omniville album last year with virtually no training whatsoever. And as I thought that my skills increased over the past year, I started to conceptualize this a bedroom boy's best thing to 1 year later show the difference that online resources and trainings, tutorials, plus share with you some of my lessons that I learned the hard way that maybe had I known them up front, they would have saved me a lot of pain and suffering and helped the overall quality of the product before I released the original version. So this is aimed towards showing you what a difference a year makes to experience, training, production, efficiency, things like that, as well as here's my tips and tricks and big mistakes that I made that you should be aware of if you're a newbie rube like me, so that you can create the best music and the best art possible in the shortest amount of time. That's thing number one. Why did I start this in the first place? Well, in winter of 2014, I had been sent a song by the Goo Goo Dolls called Come to Me. And way back in the day, way back in the day, not way back in the day, but in 1999, 2000, 2001, when I was in college, going to the Art Institute of Dallas, here in Dallas, Texas, I used to enjoy playing my acoustic guitar, playing cover songs for friends who would come over and hang out for a bit, have some cold adult beverages while I would play cover tunes of bands like Train, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'd play George Strait, or I'd play Garth Brooks, just whatever I was feeling that day. And Come to Me, the Goo Goo Dolls song, sounded like one of those songs that I just really loved right from the start. I loved the lyric and I loved the melody. Plus, it sounded like me. It reminded me of those days. So I dusted off the old audio recording interface and I got my guitar and started playing it, started singing and re-recorded something. And then I thought, you know what, that's not very good. So I went to a local guitar center and I rented some high-end gear. I'd never played through high-end gear before. I was like, I wonder how much difference the gear actually makes to the quality of the recordings. And it made a substantial difference. It started sounding better. Then I got a karaoke style backing track, put new vocals down, mixed everything, or essentially balanced the vocals as best I could in the backing track. Let's be honest, that's what it was. But I had so much fun doing that, it got me thinking about my own music. At the time, current commercial country radio, I felt like I wasn't in the target audience for commercial modern country radio. Unfortunately, because I love country music, grew up on it, still love it, never stopped loving it, it just stopped suiting me radio-wise. I thought, why not be the change that I want to hear on the radio? I've got some songs. If I can make a demo, who knows what could happen? Maybe I could send them off to Nashville, or actually what I wanted to do was a demo to book gigs as a live act. I wanted a band. Remember Billy Ray Cyrus last night? I told y'all, hey man, you got a band? I thought maybe I could impress a girl if I was up on stage. So I thought I would do a demo of 5 original songs, because if I was going to get booked as a band, I would need a demo. Hey, here's a band. Here's the demo of our songs. This is kind of our style of music. Would we be cool in your location? I hope you can book us. Kisses, kisses, XOXO. SEX, XO. No. Then 5 songs turned into, well, I wonder if I should just do a full album. The world of content distribution has changed so drastically over the last couple of years, and it's still changing daily, it seems like, that I could hook up with a company like TuneCore, the one that I use, who distributes independent music to all the major online digital music retailers. Well, if I want to do 5, then why not do 10? From that point, I had to figure out what my sound was going to be. Just like the Come To Me had a karaoke style backing track, I thought all I really need is a backing track, and then I'll just play acoustic guitar and I'll record all the vocals myself. In the bedroom studio, in the fake bedroom studio. I sent them off to a local person who did some amazing work with it. The first 5 songs, I think I sent Wherever I Go, I sent One Last Ride, I sent My Everything, I sent Everything Wrong, and Doesn't Anybody Wanna. Well, they came back and it was very traditional country style, and I just felt like it didn't capture the sound that I was wanting to go for. Plus, they used electronic drums. And I need real drums. Electronic drums just don't cut it for the type of sound that I'm going for. Okay? It's not a problem unless I've got a solution. As I was mixing and taking using online resources to try to get up to speed on the latest, greatest techniques, learn about plugins, learn about arrangements, learn about best practices for recording, things of that nature. There was a great resource called Pro Tools Expert. It's pro-tools-expert.com. And on pro-tools-expert.com, there was a wee little banner ad. Just a little tiny banner ad, baby. It was just a tiny, sweet banner ad that said, if you want real drums in your tracks, click here. Click here for get real drums on your tracks. That's what it said. Get real drums on your tracks. I click it, and it goes to a website for Location Recordings UK. Location Recordings UK is drummer, bassist, jivey beast himself, guitarist, musician extraordinaire and Pro Tools expert, correspondent, technical expert, James Ivy. James the Jivey Beast Ivy. So I sent James wherever I go to do real drums and bass. He said, okay, yeah, sounds great. What style of music are you looking for? And it's so impossible for me to describe. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just me. It's just me. But the best way I can describe it is think a country music version of Bryan Adams. That's the best I can describe it. Rowdy, yet romantic. Rowdy, romantic, baby. Rowdy, romantic. Some Bryan Adams kind of country music. If there is such a thing. It's more me than anything else, but if I have to describe it to people who haven't heard it, that's what I use. He said, oh yeah, it sounds cool, no problem. Because typically in London, England, don't get a whole lot of requests for country music, although he told me I would be surprised. There's folks from all over who love playing country, who ask for his help. So that was great that he had some experience with it. But I really wanted him to use his experience and his expertise to enhance the message of the song. I'm not going to tell him how to play his parts. I didn't want to do that with any musician. I wanted his style to be imparted to the song and for that to enhance the message I was trying to communicate as the songwriter. So he sent me back his tracks, and I was immediately, I knew, boom, that was it. That was it. The combination of the drums and the bass, from what I sent him, that was the type of sound that I was looking for, and the interpretation. That's the key too, was that he understood or was able to gather from what I had sent him what I was trying to communicate, and it all messed up. So my experience with him using real musician, real drums, real bass was so good that I decided I'll take it one step further. I'll book a session in Nashville, Tennessee, and I use the 515 studio because if you go Google, like me, songwriter demos, which is what this originally started out to be, hey, I'm going to make a demo reel for my songwriting. The 515 studio does this. And they do a great job of doing it. It's part of their primary function there is to do demos for songwriters. I booked a 6-hour session and went up in August of 2015. I had no idea who the musicians would be. In walks Greg Forsman on electric guitars. If you've ever seen Martina McBride in concert, then you'll recognize him as her lead guitar player. If you go on iTunes or your favorite online digital music retailer, you'll see he's got multiple albums. Phenomenal guitarist, great singer, fantastic entertainer. So he played guitars on the album. Smith Curry plays lap steel and pedal steel guitar. Any steel guitar that was going on was Smith Curry. He is an amazing studio session player there in Nashville touring. And everybody there had live experience as well, which is what I really wanted to go for. Jason Roller played fiddle. Jason Roller, he's amazing. Amazing. I was concerned. I'm really picky about my fiddle. Actually, I prefer a classically trained violinist. And sometimes, if we're thinking country, the first thing I think is that sawdust fiddle, a very abrupt, an Irish folksy style, the fiddle style playing. But Jason could play any style. He could play that, but he was so fluid, which matched up perfectly with what I wanted out of a violinist or fiddle player. Last but not least was Dane Bryant. My man Dane Bryant on pianos and keyboards, organ. And he was in the control booth with me and my director of social media all day. What a sweet guy, amazing. If you know Olivia Newton-John, he was just touring with her in South America last year, I believe. This is 2017, so sometime in 2016 or late 2015. But he's played with Clint Black. He's incredible. So he was on keys. So I've got Europe covered. I had North America covered. For my everything, a very dear friend of mine is from Lima, Peru. And my uncle, baby, cousin, sisters, other brothers, nephew had a studio, has a professional studio there. And I just thought that my everything, I wanted a classical style piano. But just so happens they knew a classical style pianist. So the piano track for My Everything was recorded in Lima, Peru. So I've got 5 different cities on 3 separate continents that all contributed to the tracks that we're going to start processing for Omniville. Or if you go now, you'll hear what I'm talking about. It's a worldwide endeavor, and it is amazing to me to think that we can collaborate in this day and age across continents as if we're in the same room together. Really amazing. That means after 1 year of learning, I am remixing, I am remastering, I am recutting the vocals, and re-releasing Omniville in its unleashed form. Why do you call it unleashed? 'Cause it's off the chain. It is. It's gonna be off the chain. It's unleashed. Join me now as we go into the production phase of things. Each of the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however much longer that we have, however long it's gonna take, to finally finish this thing out. It will be done one way or another by March 31st. So this coming Monday will be the first time you get a look inside the studio as I pre-process these tracks and get them ready for remixing, which I'm going to share each step with you along the way to finally, after a greater than 20-year journey across 5 cities on 3 different continents, to bring you this Bedroom Boy's best, to produce the album that I know I've got in me. Thank you so much for watching, and I can hardly wait for this week. It's going to be something great. It's going to be something really great. Hopefully, it's going to entertain, inspire, and encourage you to make the music you want to hear, be the change you need to see, and live the life you dared to dream. Why make believe when you can make, be, live like me? Later, Road Dog.